Hello, I hope you are well. I welcome you. To know about animals, stay with us until the end of the video. If you want, click the subscribe button. Let's go to the video. Polar bear is a big bear that lives in the North Pole. This bear is also commonly known as a white bear or a polar bear. This animal is the largest terrestrial carnivore and the largest member of the bear family, and is well adapted to the cold of the Arctic Ocean. This animal matures and is ready to reproduce between 4 and 8 years of age and gives birth to 1 to 3 cubs each time and lives for 25 to 30 years. Polar bear food. The bear's food consists mostly of guinea pigs. But sometimes it eats other mammals, bird eggs, carcasses on the beach and vegetables. The smell of this animal is so strong that it can smell the carcass of a whale or a dead pig from 30 kilometers away. Features of the polar bear. The color of the polar bear is milky white and its nose, mouth and eyes are black. On a sunny day, you can see his nose from a distance of 10 kilometers with a normal camera. And if he is kept anywhere other than the pole, his hair will gradually turn gray. An adult male polar bear is about 260 centimeters tall and weighs 450 kilograms, and the female is about 2 meters tall and weighs 250 kilograms. Interestingly, his cub is not much bigger than a rat and weighs only about half a kilogram. Polar bear cubs do not have teeth and their skin is hairless and they need constant care from their mother. They have gained about 13 kilograms weight after 3 months when they come out of their nest for the first time. Polar bear milk is 9 times fattier than cow's milk and causes the cubs to grow quickly. Polar bear abilities. This type of bear is a skilled swimmer and can swim at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. The bare middle hair helps him in swimming and also against the polar cold. And he has a special skill in hunting water pigs. He turns around and finds the hole that the pig made on the ice to go into the water and then patiently waits for the pig to go back to the hole to breathe. At this time, he easily hunts him. It should be noted that the natives of the North Pole use its skin and meat. A brief description of the life of bears in the Arctic. You might think that penguins live next to polar bears in the poles, but that's not the case. Polar bears are in the North Pole and penguins are in the South Pole. Polar bears are not found anywhere in Antarctica. If they were in Antarctica, they could easily feed on penguins who are both large and slow. So why are there no polar bears living in Antarctica? To answer this question, you need to know that bears appeared on the planet Earth when Antarctica was separated from other continents, and after that polar bears had no way to Antarctica. Antarctica separated from Australia about 55 million years ago. At that time many mammals lived in Australia and Antarctica. But after the separation of this Antarctic continent, it is so cold that it does not have much plant or animal life. The details of this issue are always discussed by different scientists. We know that mammals lived in Antarctica 40 million years ago, and that plant life in Antarctica may have developed as early as 2 million years ago. It's highly unlikely that there are any plants at the pole anymore. After the Antarctic was separated and this land could no longer be a suitable place for living beings. Some animals like seals had to go to the ocean and some others got used to those conditions and used the sea to find food. But this didn't happen. Maybe because there weren't many creatures to eat in the nearby sea, or maybe those mammals didn't know how to hunt them. Most of the animals of this pole that had no way back to other lands were destroyed. That is why there is no dominant animal living in the South Pole like the North Pole. And this has allowed the penguins to easily live in this pole. Although the animals in the North Pole have gradually adapted to those conditions and live comfortably. The South Pole is completely isolated from other parts of the world and has very few animal species. Polar bears live in the North Pole because they can completely survive in the freezing temperatures of the pole. The body of polar bears is insulated with layers of fat and covered with 2 layers of thick white fur. The whiteness of this animal's fur makes them undetectable by other predators. If polar bears were in Antarctica, no penguins would survive in Antarctica because polar bears can easily hunt penguins who can't even fly and walk very slowly. Although polar bears are in danger in the North Pole, they cannot be brought to the South Pole due to the destruction of the Antarctic region's ecosystem. The reason why polar bears stay warm in winter, black and brown bears go into hibernation to conserve energy and keep their bodies warm. While native Arctic bears can survive even the coldest winters. Experts from the University of Buffalo said, polar bears seem to be genetically adapted and through the production of a compound called nitric oxide, that cells use to convert nutrients in food into energy or heat. Able to withstand extreme cold without hibernation. Studies by these researchers show that the genes controlling the production of nitric oxide in polar bears contain structural differences with the genetic versions in black and brown bears. Charlotte Lindqvist, the senior researcher of this study, said, despite all the climate changes on the planet, it is becoming more important to pay attention to the types of adaptations of organisms in the native organisms of these cold regions. According to these experts, the level of nitric oxide production can be a determining factor in the amount of the production of energy or heat during the metabolism of food in the cells or the amount of nutrient storage as fat in the body. Thank you for staying with us until the end of the video. Please like and subscribe to be informed about our latest video. Have a good time.